Good morning, everybody in Wildcat Nation. Welcome again to K-ROG and the Morning Waffle. We're glad to be here. I'm glad to be here.
I'm glad to be here.
I'm glad to be here, too.
I'm glad to be back. I missed last week.
That's right. You did miss last week.
And
How'd
I can't
that go?
remember why. Where was I? What was I doing?
You were having soccer
Oh,
practice.
yes. Yeah. It's a long first week of practice. It was good. It was a good first week.
Yeah, we had a little bit of debate this morning. We'd seen your truck, so we thought you were here, but
Yeah.
we didn't know if you still had early soccer practice.
Yesterday was the last early because the teachers are back to work today.
Yes, they are.
And so that means practice is in the afternoon.
First day of school teachers.
Means my wife got up earlier than I did today.
It meant that I got up earlier.
And I got up
Well, Shayna was up earlier because she gets up at 4 a.m. to go running. But I got up earlier because Aaron from Storytime was serving coffee at the school this morning. So we had the kegerator there with coffee in it.
Yeah.
All right. Cold brew coffee.
The school year might go a little smoother.
Started with a keger.
K-ROG sponsored beers for teachers this morning.
Coffee.
Sorry.
Sponsored by Storytime.
Storytime.
That would be a fun stuff. I
Providing
know.
coffee
I
for all
totally
the
had
teachers.
to.
Yeah, I know.
That would seem very K-ROG-y to do something ridiculous like
We
that.
got a new adverb, K-ROG.
K-ROG.
That was very K-ROG. Yeah, so I didn't have to serve it, but Aaron didn't have a truck, so I had to load up the equipment and brought it there early this morning. So, yeah. We love you, teachers.
Yeah,
We're praying
we
for a
do.
great year for you.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a great year.
Praying the COVID keeps its distance.
Don't get COVID.
Yeah.
Nobody wants you.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of, you did a good job with interviewing Dr. Randalls.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was a
Thank
good
you.
interview.
Yeah,
Getting that information out.
I really appreciate him and his will. He's like the one person that's kind of in that sort of public leader role that we don't ever have to pursue.
Yeah, he comes to us.
He comes
uses
to us.
as an outlet.
Yeah, he comes. He texts me or sees me and he just says, "Hey, Will, can I come on K-ROG and talk about it?" I'm like, "Yeah, we'd
He's
love
a
to have you."
smart guy. Why not use the platform?
Speaking of other information coming out, we've got the Rogersville Community Foundation will be on air with me tomorrow night.
Oh, fun.
Right around
That's
5
cool.
o'clock with some information about Rockin' Rogersville. So if you want to know more about Rockin' Rogersville, tune in tomorrow right here at K-ROG at 5, and we'll have some of the Rogersville Community Foundation people on here to talk about Rockin' Rogersville.
That's exciting.
That's a great event.
It's a big deal for Rogersville.
Another big concert venue right here
Speaking
in
of
Jamestown.
K-ROG, we've got K-ROG Got Talent on Friday nights. And
I just realized I'm also not going to be here on Friday night.
oh, goody.
Yeah, we're going to have to discuss this after the
Yeah, we're gonna have
the
to
waffle.
make some plans because we got our.
Just to be clear,
this morning would like to.
K-ROG Got Talent will be on air Friday night.
It will.
With 4 contestants.
4 contestants.
4.
We're down to 4. The top
Very
4.
talented contestants.
And so we've got on there will be Alexandra and Trenton and Noah and
Silas.
That's correct.
they're
so
a
we
lot
have-
of fun to watch.
And what's cool about that is you have 4 very different types. While we do
Yes.
have 2 singers, we have a
different types of singers.
very different type of singer with a ukulele with Trenton, and then Alexandra's got that powerful voice.
That we don't have a microphone weak enough because she's blown out every microphone.
we're gonna get that sound sorted out for this Friday.
I can't turn this down enough. She's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
got
yeah.
such a strong voice.
Yeah, the technical difficulties. Poor Will. I think that's the first time ever I've seen you flustered. You looked flustered.
It's like, I don't know.
We will have it sorted out for Friday night. It's gonna be awesome.
And then Silas with the impersonations.
That guy.
I was just talking about him to his uncle. He's insane.
It's ridiculous.
I asked him because he did his first act, right? And then he does his second one. I said, have you done too much? Like, have you left anything? He goes, I can do that. Coach, I can do this all day. He goes, I've got plenty. I haven't gotten the Looney Tunes. He started listing all the different, I was like, are you serious?
Wow.
He goes, yeah. And I see the picture on the screen and just do it.
It's incredible.
Yeah, that's what he said. That it's all kind of ad-libbed what he says in those different voices as well. And then Trenton, our ukulele player,
I'm going to hire him to hang out at my office and just
serenade,
just chill. Just be like, why is there a kid ukulele in the corner? I don't know.
It makes me happy.
Makes us all happy here.
I just need a recording of it
We need
because
to
it's
be
it's so
calm.
chill. It helped me sleep at
extremely
night
chill.
when I lay my head down.
You know, we did the first show; it was good. You know, the talent was good.
Yeah.
The second show, they all
Took it up a notch.
Took it up a notch. They really did, and
They did.
I know they say that on TV, but they really did.
They really did. They seriously did.
And if I'm going to be honest, when we talked about this whole format, that was my big concern, was that the first show is going to be awesome, and then nobody's going to have a second act.
Yeah.
And they've all proven me wrong to that point.
Yeah, and then Noah completely choreographing an entire new dance routine from week to week to week.
That's insane. And
He's like
he's
liquid.
so young.
Yeah.
He's so young, and he had a great poise with the situation last week.
Yep.
With the tech difficulties. That's
So-
good.
And I know Noah very well. I know his family. He is a perfectionist.
Is he?
Oh no.
And so
Hi,
yeah.
Beth.
Yeah. And so for him to get up, especially in a situation that wasn't perfect, it wasn't ideal, was really big for him. Shows the way he's
you could not
maturing
tell
as
it
a
was
young
bothering
man.
him.
Yeah.
Well, one way or another, we're going to figure out how to upgrade our camera.
Well, we got that. That's the easy part. Now we got to
Here's
get
our camera's like, ah!
It's
We
like
used
too much motion.
the wrong camera for sure.
what to
We'll
do.
get that sorted out.
Yeah.
But
I couldn't figure out why it worked the first week, but didn't work.
Our
last-
camera had a meltdown.
Well,
it
yeah.
lost its mind.
Yeah, it really did.
It did.
The autofocus was
Stupid-
not.
We'll get it.
Stupid camera.
we'll get it. So
But that's why we're amateurs, and this isn't real, and we're just goofing around.
no, it is real, because somebody's going to win $500
That's true.
and is going to perform at Rock and Rogersville.
Yeah, it's getting real. all the
I got to
time.
thinking about that while I wasn't sleeping last night.
You do that too?
Yeah, a lot of things went through my head at 3 a.m. One was each contestant performing at Rock and Rogersville in that way, if they won. You know what I mean? I was
What it
thinking
would be
about what
like
that would
if
look
that
like
person,
if that person won.
I thought about that too.
That was all entering my brain last night at 3 a.m. because I care that much.
Yeah.
I was
That's
like,
that's a not my circus, not my monkeys scenario.
well,
for
I
me.
wasn't
It's
like worried about it. I was just thinking about
I don't have to run sound there. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't worried about it at all. I was
Pretty
just
happy
thinking about
about
it.
that.
I was like, well, how would that look? What would that be?
One-
and then I'm like, oh, my husband reminded me I'm going to be gone Friday. Oh, I need to tell Will that. Oh,
One thing we're certain of is that whoever performs at Rock and Rogersville is going to have better sound equipment than what we had Friday night.
that's right.
this is all part of the learning curve. With
But if
the
you'd like to be a
situation.
judge this Friday for Raj Got Talent, let us know.
Or an MC.
or an MC,
Nope, you're stuck.
No, I'm going to be coaching at the Jamboree Friday
Oh, you're
night.
gone?
did you not
Gee,
know this?
no, I didn't know that.
Literally, Will, everyone is gone.
Will's running the
We're
show.
telling you on air,
All right,
so you can't yell
fine.
at us.
Yeah. So you take me to a
No.
nice restaurant to break up with me? Is that what's going on
we
here?
just broke up with you on Friday.
Here's how I operate, though, Will. I always replace myself.
Oh, okay.
So it's
awesome.
on me to replace myself. If
Well, I
I have to be
appreciate that.
gone,
Yeah.
and unless I can't find somebody, then it's on you.
Okay.
Do I
That's
have
how
to
it works.
replace myself because I wasn't supposed to be a
Ide-
judge in the first place
ideally,
anyway?
You are the replacement. aren't
I
you?
know. I know.
I don't know. I may just grab one of the Chain Gang's headsets and I'll just sit there, run sound, run video,
the
produce the,
camera
show, and be the host.
Have your
Why
dash
not?
cam. Have your dash cam
Have
right
my
there.
dash cam. Why not?
It's
I'll
only
just
4
do it.
contestants. How hard is this?
Yeah. Oh, and one's recorded, so I got to run the recording.
That's easy. That makes it easy.
It kind of does make it
I don't
easy.
see why. I mean,
Quit whining over there.
I don't
I'm good.
see why
I can
it's
handle
hard.
it. I just said I was doing it. That wasn't whining.
We
I
have
just said
determined that this is the most
It was
K-ROG
passive
thing we've
aggressive.
ever
I'm
done.
doing it. It's
Fine.
like your wife saying, fine,
Fine, I'll do it.
fine.
Fine.
We are K-Rodging it up. It's awesome.
It's very good.
I enjoyed the farmer's market Saturday
It was
morning.
fantastic.
It
And I
was
met one of our
chill.
fans.
We have a fan?
Yeah, your grandma.
Oh, my grandma. She's so sweet. My grandma. I'm glad to see Grandpa up there.
It
He's
was
a jolly fellow.
it was so awesome. So she
He was a minister. Did you know that?
I'm trying to think if I knew that or not. I don't know.
When you were talking,
You
I was
told me
like, I wonder if he knows he's a minister. What direction is this going to go?
Did I say something I shouldn't
No,
have said?
you didn't. You're talking about your tattoos or something.
He asked me about
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I explained, but no, he didn't.
Yeah, it was so funny that your grandparents walk up and they're like, "You must be Chris," and I'm like, like you don't know what that could go in many different ways,
Yeah.
right?" And I'm thinking, as a pastor and coach and all the other hats I wear, I know a lot of people, and then I'm trying to remember what context I've met them
would
in.
I
So
know them?
I'm scanning all the different
Yeah.
areas of my life.
Database.
I get
and,
that.
And she had a mask on, so then I was like really thrown.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm sorry. She goes, I watch you on K-ROG. And I'm like,
Oh.
Okay.
a
Yeah.
fan. That's
That's
awesome.
That's Grandma Pop Up.
Yeah.
Preferably also the great-grandchildren call them Pops and Lolly. Isn't that
Pops
cute?
and Lolly. That is sweet.
Like lollipops.
Like lollipops. And they came and they stayed a while. It was good to see them out and about.
They
were having
are
a good day.
They are so sweet.
They are sweet, super delightful people. Yep, he was minister for a bajillion years. Methodist minister, retired. They don't ever retire, but
No. I've given up on any dreams
and they
of
moved all
retirement.
they moved all over like Missouri, because that's what they did. That's what they
Yeah,
do.
the Methodists move you around.
move you.
You don't get to
You
just
don't.
stay.
The grass does not grow very tall. Yeah, they moved him a lot. So, but yeah, they're super sweet. Live in Springfield.
Well, I snagged me a sirloin beef cap from Devin Whitty at Whitty Farms while I was there, and I got a parfait. And what else did I get? I got what you got.
It's like a crustless quiche.
It was
is
a
what I think
quiche.
she calls
That's
it.
right, a parfait and a quiche
Yeah.
from. Was that Habit?
Habit.
Habit. They were there.
I had something delicious from Time to Loaf as well.
Yes.
Sue
Yes.
almost always sells out of everything at the farmer's market.
The weather. Oh my gosh.
Oh, the
We
weather
could
was
not have
beautiful.
been
Fantastic.
Yeah.
More lucky. And Shortleaf Band.
Yep.
So Shortleaf Band, they live out on 186, and they had a concert out at their place. What night? Sunday night. It was really fun. The Foggy Memory Boys from
I
New
saw that.
Mexico. I love the
Not
name.
the Soggy Bottom Boys, but
No,
the Foggy,
Foggy
Memory,
Memory
Boys.
Boys.
Yeah.
They were out there and they played, and they call it Ozark's Little Red Cabin. And I believe you can rent this. I don't know if it's on Airbnb or that professional, or they have, because he's a musician, so they have musicians stay there. It was really cool. We went out there. They had lights strung up at the trees. We just listened to bluegrassy type music. It was really neat.
That was Saturday night.
I'm thinking it was Sunday night.
Sunday night, because Saturday
That's
night
right.
was
It
the
was
barn
Sunday night.
dance.
It was Sunday night.
That's right.
Yeah. The barn dance looked fun too.
So
It was a big turnout. Good time.
I almost died Saturday night, but I heard the barn dance went very, very well.
well, you should probably tell us that story.
Well, okay. So at the farmer's market, I bumped into Chef Kevin Lane.
yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, Will, just who I was looking for." I'm like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "Yeah, I've got to cook tonight, and can you come and help me? Because I'll help
Yeah.
him do his private chef stuff sometimes." And I'm like, "Let me check with my wife." I did, and I'm like, she's like, "Yeah, okay, if that's okay, you want to go do that?" I'm like, "Okay." So it's like, well, it's in Sunrise Beach, so now it's 2 hours away, and we'll come and pick you up. I'm like, well, okay, at least I'm not spending 4 hours worth of gas, and so. I get my stuff, and I'm ready at 3, and they get there at 3:30 to pick me up, and they're late, and I'm in the back of this little Jeep Compass type thing with all the accoutrement of the food and everything that's going up there to Osage Beach. Accoutrement. And she's driving like a bat out of you-know-where because they're late. And by the time we get up there, I'm like, "You're gonna have to give me a minute. I got to get everything back
I would've
settled."
puked. I would get back.
I was
Yeah.
considering
Those
it.
roads for sure.
I was
Puke and
considering
rally.
it. So I get there, we get up there and we get everything carried in, and we're cooking and we're getting the charcuterie boards ready because, Kevin, he does a super fancy.
He
Yeah.
posts those things all the time.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
like,
it's crazy awesome what he
hungry
comes up
thinking
with.
who
about
needs a meal? Like I could just eat off that
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, it's awesome. So we're at this like VRBO Airbnb lake house that these people have rented to celebrate their 40th wedding anniversary, and we're doing the dinner for them, right? The kitchen's up here. Then you go down a flight of stairs that bends, it's narrow, into another room where there's a half kitchen. You go out the doors onto the patio, down another flight of stairs, open a gate, then walk down another set of rock uneven steps down to where the thing is. This is from kitchen to service area is 3 flights of stairs, and so we're carrying food up and down it all night.
Oh my gosh!
Clearing tables, cooking food, up, down, around, and
You thought you were going to help cook, but you were a pack mule, huh?
I did probably as much of the dining service as anything
How late
else.
were you there too? Because you're
I
not
got
a late
home
person.
I got home at 1:30.
This sounds like something Kevin needs to hit my boys up for, not
Yeah, it sounds like something you do when you're 19.
Well, he put me on the grill,
Okay,
so
all
I'm handling all
Never mind. You're the guy.
the meat prep, but yeah, the rest of it is all service with carrying plates, and it was surf and turf. So there's a beef fillet that I've prepared on the grill to temperature, either rare, from rare to medium well and all that, and then he's got a lobster tail on top of it, some shrimp, some salt. I mean, it was beautiful.
Will, do you ever think about how awesome you could be if you put all of your focus in one area of life?
It has been suggested,
and I'm only asking because I ask myself this question sometimes.
It has been suggested that I might be more. It might be beneficial to focus somewhat.
But where's the fun in that?
Exactly. I get bored.
I want to sit on the judge's seat.
I want to be a lawyer, a judge, a TV host, a chef, and a gun dealer. I want to do it.
Because now you're taking a culinary class.
And a backup part-time preacher.
Yeah.
Yes, I am taking a culinary class at OTC. I'm officially enrolled in the OTC culinary program. I've got a chef's jacket with my name on it and everything now.
I'm just thinking, because my boys, we've been shopping colleges all summer. Think about the price tag of an education. And what'd you do on Saturday night? I was cooking, doing a gig. Gig.
A couple hours away, being a teenager.
Oh, did you go to culinary school? No. I'm a lawyer.
Well, okay,
I know.
so
Anytime someone's like, "Hey, do you know a lawyer?" Like, somebody over the last week was like, "I need somebody to do a trust." I'm like, "Yeah, I know who you should call." Will.
Does he know how to cook?
Let me
does he know
explain
how to
all of this weirdness of Will, so you don't think he's just some sort of not actual lawyer.
It does come up every
You come with a disclaimer.
Yeah, it's good. I like that. I actually really, really, really like that. No, the gal Michelle that was really keeping the plane together. I don't know, somehow let it slip to these people that I was a judge. That was serving them their food and refilling their water glasses. So
and they're
that's
like,
hysterical.
What does this mean?
You're being watched.
How did
Listen,
he end up at this point?
I don't care. It's because I wanted to. So anyway, that's
awesome.
It's the journey of Will Worsham.
That's what I do.
Well, I'm glad you didn't get car sick. I'm glad you survived the stairs.
I did survive and all that. But
I have hit the point in life where when somebody asks me to do something crazy, I really think about it. I'm like, how tired am I going to be? How late?
In this one, I didn't think it was going to be that crazy when I said yes.
Yeah.
And Kevin seemed a little desperate because there was
just
three of
found
us.
you at the farmer's.
Well, I think he was going to text me. I think he was going to text me or call me, but he just happened to see me
Let's
there.
see. Should I text Will? No, I know where he's going to
No,
be
I think I'm
Saturday
gonna go
morning. I'm going to need a face-to-face.
Let me put out there. Where is he? There he is. I know where he is.
You watch K-ROG. We'll tell you where we're at. You'll
kinda
know our
will.
next. Anybody wants to kill us? Well, we just put it out there.
Anybody wants to try to kill us.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
be
right.
very clear about that.
Just remember, we love the Second Amendment.
We really do.
Before
Take
you
it-
give that another
take it
thought.
very,
Yeah,
very
we are
seriously.
strong supporters of the Second Amendment. I just had an idea. There could be a K-ROG map app that it could be mapping that you use to navigate, but at the same time, it would show where our locations were, and everyone would see how crazy we actually are.
Oh,
And we are.
man.
It'd be fun.
Well, and it's about to get nuts. I was talking to John Pope yesterday, and school starts next Monday.
Yeah.
So that means this Friday night, I mentioned
Thank
the
you,
Jamboree
Jesus.
for soccer, the Jamboree for football, and you've got the other sports are having theirs as well. And so our crews are going to be going out on location a lot. So
Our cruise.
yeah, I know, but we
It's legit.
legitimately
That's
have
legit.
multiple K-ROG crews.
Yes, we do.
Pope and Sturts are about to throw it down.
Yep.
They're
And
about to.
Cody Wilson.
Cody, yep. There's more. I'm just not naming them because my brain's not awake right now.
Did you watch Rich and his little announcement about all that? His
I saw
video.
part of
did.
it and
I did.
something distracted
Somebody will
me.
do soccer.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Somebody. We'd
They're
like
excited.
somebody to help
Yeah.
us do soccer. We need it.
We do.
We need somebody to
You
help
don't
us.
even have to know anything about it. Just put the camera on the field. And
Yeah.
it's funny, Pope
Yeah.
and White were trying to be commentators for soccer last year. And so it was quite comical.
There's a guy and he's kicking a ball.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another guy. He's trying to kick the ball away from the guy with the ball.
They're
And
running.
they got super excited, even though they didn't understand all the nuances of the game. They're like, that was awesome. Oh, my gosh. I didn't know
fun
that they,
game to watch.
beat each other up like that.
Yeah, that was like
it's very physical.
that last millennia when I was in college.
Yeah, many moons ago.
Well, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Drury had really just had their soccer program. It was very new, and so most of the hillbillies that were there knew nothing about soccer.
But came to the games.
Well, you had a couple people from Kansas City and St. Louis that were there. They knew a little bit about soccer. We go to the games, had no idea how the game worked, even though we played YMCA soccer when we were
Yeah, I was
younger.
gonna say everybody played.
So we just cheered for the violence because that was
Yes.
the rest of it was like, we don't know what's going on. But
It's
when
like going to a hockey game, waiting for that fight to break out, right?
Yes, it's exactly what it was. And I mean, some dude headbutted another dude in the air as they were both going for the ball. And we're like, that was awesome.
Yeah. Both guys on the
fun.
ground bleeding out of their head.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
No helmets in this game.
It's like, oh, this is a fun game.
Yeah.
This is okay.
Yeah, for sure.
It's hardcore. It's
Yeah.
a hardcore game. I
When
mean,
is
I
Meet
couldn't
the
do that.
Wildcats?
That's this Wednesday night.
When's it? Just
6. So open house from 3 to 6 at the high school. Anyway, I think that's.
I thought that was Thursday.
Is it? I think it's Wednesday.
Let me check my
Double check. That may be another building.
Let me check my calendar. Well, I only
Yeah,
have somebody
I know,
involved
because-
in the high schools.
Yeah,
One
well,
of them
that's true.
has open house tonight, and the other has open
Yeah.
house Thursday.
Oh.
So I do think the high school is Wednesday, but then after that at 6:30 is Meet the Wildcats. I do know that bit.
That's cool.
Yeah, so
I've
it's-
got
And Booster Club's doing that, right?
on my calendar, I have the open house for the high school as Thursday from 3:30 to 5, and then the upper elementary from 5 to 7. And so my wife put that on there, and she's
Okay.
usually pretty accurate.
We'll trust that then. I could totally check my Google Calendar. Right now I can hear Shane in my ear saying, check Google Calendar. It's
Yeah,
on there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And if anybody watching wants to help us out, we're always welcome to be corrected on any of that stuff.
Please do.
But yeah,
Yeah.
come out to Meet the Wildcats, support the Booster Club, and you can buy your athletic passes there. And swag, I know, is going to be available,
Yeah.
so you can get all that good
I see
stuff.
there's a senior parent meeting Wednesday night.
Where is Meet the
At
Wildcats?
7:30
Is it
at
the football
Storytime
field?
Coffee Company.
Where's Meet the Wildcats?
Meet the Wildcats is at the stadium.
Would be my if I was
think.
guessing, that would be my guess.
Yeah,
That'd be my
we'll
guess.
go with that.
Yep.
Let us know in the comments if you know more than we do, because we're clearly not.
We're just
in the
gonna
know.
show up when we're supposed to show up.
That's what we
it's
do.
really an hour-to-hour situation.
It really is.
Yep. Yep.
It really, really is.
Oh, and we announced at the farmers market on Saturday that on October 9th, there's going to be the Rogersville Farm and Harvest Festival.
Sassafras Festival.
Done. Harvest Festival.
Used to be known as the Sassafras Festival.
Formerly known as the Sassafras Festival. And
Well, I think it'll be different than the Sassafras Festival.
I think
That's
it
a
will,
hard
too.
word to say.
That is altogether.
I live on
Sassafras Festival.
I live on
Sassafras
Sassafras.
Festival.
I live on Sassafras.
Sassafras Festival.
Say-
Hassenpfeffer.
Don't do it in your Fire Marshal Bill accent. Do your Irish accent. You'll get-
Sassafras Festival.
Yeah, there you
it's
go. See,
easier.
it comes right
It just
out.
comes right out.
This is Farm and Harvest Festival. There'll be tractors. And
Listen,
potatoes.
Silas has hundreds of them, but he can't touch your Irish
I'll
accent.
have an Irish off with him.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll yell at each other.
If he
in
was
an Irish
snazzy,
accent.
what he would do is impressions of all of us at some point. That would be funny.
Oh,
I'd
he
love
could-
to see
Oh,
that.
that would be.
I think he
I'm
does.
sure he could.
He does mine
I'll bet
for
he
the
did.
soccer guys.
Yeah.
But he usually just does a repeat of Kermit the Frog. Hi ho, Kermit the Frog here. That's their joke. Is he's like,
that's
Ballard sounds
funny.
like Kermit the Frog.
There you go.
I said to the church on Sunday, I was like, because we're talking about God creating the world with his voice. And I said, I know y'all think of James Earl Jones, but I can't wait for you to get to heaven. Joke's on you when you find out he's got this nasal tenor voice. Hello! And he's going to look at me and be like, I got you, Ballard. Wouldn't that blow your mind if he's like a high-pitched... You can't picture God with a high-pitched
No, you
voice,
can't.
can you?
No, it's really
No,
hard.
Right?
To picture
Try
that.
it.
Yeah, it's Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
or,
You're just
Yeah.
like you get there and you're like, oh,
you gotta listen to this for eternity. No, I'm sure it'll be lovely.
I'm sure it'll be lovely.
What are you saying about my voice, guys? Come on, I'm right here.
You're the one. You started
You
it. What are you
started
saying
this.
about
I
Kermit
was
the
being
Frog.
positive about my voice.
Speaking though, kind of along those lines of kind of like the, what's God going to be like and all that. Have you guys watched any of The Chosen? I'm late to the
Yes.
ball game.
I'm
here.
only on episode 4 of season 1, so I'm
Okay,
way late.
you're behind me
I'm
then.
way behind.
Okay,
well, because I'm trying to get my family to do it together,
Yeah.
and
What is
getting
The
the 5
Chosen?
Ballards together is like
The Chosen is a crowd-funded movie.
Okay.
So it's an independent studio. It's being
it's a mini series more than
Okay.
a
It's so like season 1's 8 episodes, season 2's 8 episodes. They're planning 7 seasons, and I think they're filming season 3 because season 3 is completely funded, and they're 70% funded for season 4.
Okay.
But it's essentially a dramatic retelling of the Gospels, and it is
Okay.
wonderful. I mean,
Cool.
it is a lot of fun to
Yeah.
watch.
And with artistic license, filling in the gaps. The
a lot of
storylines in
artistic
between.
license.
But not in a way that makes anybody go, oh, that makes me mad. I don't think it was that way. It's
No,
very well done.
Good. That's
very
cool.
tasteful.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
I mean, there's obviously a ton of dialogue in there that's not in the scriptures. There's some connections between some people that you're like, maybe, maybe not.
Right,
You know, it's
sure,
pure hyperbole or speculation as to whether those things happen that way. But nothing in there is that I've seen yet in 1.5 seasons of what it would be what I would consider contradictory to scripture. They're being
so it's pretty accurate.
It's pretty accurate, and it's honestly entertaining. It's
give it a
enjoyable to watch. Like you watch one episode, and I go, I kind of want to watch the next one right now.
I want to watch them
Yeah.
all. My family's driving me nuts because
Yeah.
we're never seated in the same room at the same time.
And it's funny.
yeah.
What's it on?
Appropriately fun. VidAngel. So you can go to VidAngel. Maybe we'll try to get a link up there for
Try to get a
people to
link.
get it.
And they have an app.
And they have an
watch
app.
it on your TV
You
through
can
the
watch it right
internets,
here.
the
See,
interwebs.
there's the Chosen app right there.
Yep. You can get the app and watch it. We have VidAngel on our Apple TV, so we just pull up VidAngel and
I need to get the Apple
And we're
TV
watching
so I
it.
can watch the show about the coach
We're watching it through
that everybody's telling me to watch.
I think I know the one.
Amazon or
What's
not
it
Amazon.
called?
I know.
Something with that guy.
Yeah.
He's ends up being a soccer coach. Have you not heard about this?
Ted Lasso.
Yes.
Yes, that's the one.
Man, we went from Chosen to Ted Lasso.
Well, I know.
What a leap.
That's
It's very
Apple,
K-ROG.
Apple
Yeah.
TV.
Ted
It
Lasso
sounds like
is
there's
a funny
couple
character.
reasons I might need to get Apple TV.
I've only seen bits and pieces.
I've not watched it. It's probably not family friendly.
It's not.
Yeah, I would assume so.
No.
It's not The Chosen.
It's not The Chosen. Anyway.
There,
but-
Jesse got the Ted Lasso out. I think we might have to get Apple TV, Jesse, since you're listening.
Oh, look, Jesse. Yeah, he pulled it off.
We're not Apple people. We don't have that fancy stuff.
I forgot what I was going to say.
You had something to say about The Chosen. Was that it? Just telling a story?
Well, we were talking about God's voice, and so that's what
That's
got
what
me.
it was.
Kermit the
But, like
Hi-ho,
the
Kermit the Frog here.
the personalities that they assign to the different characters is very interesting. So Matthew basically is autistic. He's like on the spectrum. If you like, he's portrayed as
Spectrum-y.
yeah, and I thought that's really interesting. And it,
Tax collector.
yeah, you know, they there's a reason to kind of maybe go that way.
Well, I mean, they're humans.
He's writing
Humans
everything
have
down. And
quirks.
of course, he's a writer of one of the Gospels. And so it's just really interesting that
Yeah.
they've portrayed him
to
that
watch
way.
it.
And that's what
Will
I've enjoyed.
my girls watch the story? Is it too grown up for?
Uh,
They're pretty smart. I mean,
They're pretty smart. Yeah, I think they could watch it.
They might be interested.
It's not maybe geared for their age,
Yeah.
but it's not necessarily above them either.
Okay.
But I think that's what I've enjoyed most about it, and what I've heard other people say is that they can now, when they read it, they can visualize actual people.
That is handy.
It's made it feel real to them.
yeah, I think that's true. And what Shelby said to me the other day is she said, you know, I'm listening to the sermon and they're talking about the disciples, and I'm picturing them
You can see
from
that,
the
yeah.
series
Yeah.
in my head as you know they're preaching about those things.
Yeah.
So, but they had the guy Dallas, whatever his name is, that is kind of behind all that on the Unashamed podcast, and so we got to listen to him talk, and they were like, "You need to do Acts when you get done with the Gospels. You need to do the book Acts." And it's like, well, you know, if the funding's there, we'll probably do it.
That would be fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to give this a
Get
watch.
into
I'm
to
gonna
John.
give it a go.
dabble.
Totally
The
worth
Chosen.
it. Highly
And
recommend
all
it.
the time I spend watching TV now, which is like none.
And the other thing we noticed about that, and this was actually I'll give us some props. It's very K-ROG of The Chosen. Is their episode lengths could be anywhere from a half hour to an hour. They pick the story they want to tell.
That's
And then
right.
they tell it.
And they tell it. And if it takes a half an hour, it's a half an hour. If it takes an hour, it takes an hour. And I love that about that format. And frankly, this format, I thought was always one of the really fun things about what we do here at K-ROG
Never know
is
how long we're gonna ramble.
you never know how long. And it can be as long or short as it needs to be. And we don't have to fill time with.
Once we jump the shark, that's
Yeah,
when
yeah.
Because let's just be honest, the audience is always telling us how long or short it's going to be.
They are, because we got the numbers right here. Oh, everybody quit watching. Time to end the show.
currently we're doing pretty good.
Yeah, we're doing good. You guys sticking with us this morning.
And a lot of
I
people
appreciate
watch it later. You
That's
know,
true.
like I think of most of the content that the others do, I watch later.
it. Yep.
I
Yeah.
try to get Chain Gang on Sunday night, but a lot of times I watch it an hour or two later, or even on Monday. What else? Oh, your interview with Dr. Randall's.
Right,
You
yeah.
can see that live.
Yeah, nobody wants to watch that 7:30 a.m.
I did. I saw. Well, like last night, I watched Dollars and Cents. I always try to watch that. I get a kick out of Bruce.
Yeah, he's great.
I love it when you got somebody. It's so rare to have people that have done their profession for a really long time and are pros at it. Let's say that
And still
make themselves available
Yeah.
to the general public. And willing to give the knowledge, because a lot of times they've done something so long they get kind of jaded, and you got to pay to play, right?
Yeah.
So it's very refreshing and rare to run across those people that are just willing to share that knowledge and to the masses for free. And last night after I watched, I was like, maybe I should go in and talk to him.
You should.
I
You
know.
totally should.
Well, there was one thing that popped in my head that I should talk to him. Oh, I know what it was. I think I may actually do that. But so, I mean, that's really refreshing, because these people that kind of hone their craft for how many years has he been doing it?
30, 40.
And even in all kinds of different fields, if you have the opportunity to talk to and get advice from those people, do it, because it's really, you'll always pick up, we call it picking up a nugget. You'll always pick up at least one thing that you didn't really know. And I appreciate that a lot about Dollars and Cents. And I also like that it's 10 minutes, because I can watch stuff for 10 minutes. If it goes much longer than that, I'm, who knows?
Lauren, we call that a monkey's claw.
What?
That's a knot that they used to use on big ships. So you could grab a hold of it. And so it's a sales technique. You give
A nugget?
just a handle. I can grab a hold of that. That's your. It's almost like a free sample for the
Monkey's
industry.
claw.
It's like that
See, I
little bit.
just learned
It's
a
like that
nugget.
little bit of heroin the drug
Yeah,
dealers
that's
do.
right.
Yeah.
Ew.
Gotta have another hit.
No, but interesting about Bruce is he never charges a fee. So it's not like he's not like me, where I have to charge you a fee.
Yeah.
He never charges a fee. So he does his work for you. He helps you develop a good plan. He shows you products that he represents
Yeah.
that you can invest in that achieve the goals you're looking for, but he doesn't charge a fee for that. He gets a commission from the companies.
The company, yeah.
But none of that ever comes out of your money.
Hot diggity dog.
Yeah, it's a really
good
cool
model.
deal. And there are other brokers in the exact same situation where Bruce is, financial advisors. They get paid by the company, but they also charge you a fee.
Yeah.
He doesn't. He just forgoes that. And I've been working with him for over 5 years now, and I've seen nothing but the highest level of integrity from him. I mean, he really cares about people, and he goes above and beyond. In fact, let's get our logos on there and support our sponsors.
There you go.
And I mean, you
forgot
know,
to turn those on this
Give
morning.
Bruce a call at the
I
Resource
will
Center. We
say
are at the
this.
Resource Center Studios.
We are.
I'm not a braggy person. Anybody who knows me knows I don't brag about things. But I will say, the K-ROG crew, there's a lot of integrity in this crew of people. And I think that's important for our viewers to know, because that's a fact. I'm going to put that out there. There really is a lot of integrity in this group, and we are doing this for the right reasons. And Bruce is very much part of that group.
Yes.
And again, I'm usually not the one to toot our horn, but it's real with the K-ROG group. These are legitimate people who've got a lot of good knowledge to pass on. And even like on the sports realm of stuff, you talk about Rich and Pope and Ryan, the passion that those guys have for the sports. They care about your kids. They
do.
seriously do.
Yeah.
They spend so much effort and time on that. I mean, it's a really cool thing. So, sorry, soapbox there. Got on that. I don't know why.
Toot away, Lauren. Toot away.
I mean, it's a real deal. So I'm excited about sports coming up. I know that it's a good way for me because I don't have big kids yet. So I try to go to sports events when we can, but because the girls do like to go. But it's neat to be able to watch those and just tune in and out, when you've got time to watch them, and it's cool. Very good.
You talked about picking up nuggets from folks and like that. What I'm coming to understand as I get older now, when I was younger, it would have been really awesome to be able to go and get some advice from guys that were 40, 50, 60 years old and had been doing things I was interested in.
Yeah.
But I was always kind of afraid to ask. I don't want to bug them. I don't want to hassle them. I don't want to take their time.
The people top of their field are kind of intimidating people.
But here's what I'm learning now is as potentially I'm somebody that could pass on a little knowledge at 50 years old. I think it's flattering, and it wouldn't offend me a bit. To have, hey, could I have 30 minutes of your time and just ask you questions about, what you've done for the past 30 years of your life? And, if you got any advice for me, I
love to give people advice.
I'd be happy for people to ask for that.
I think back when I was in my 20s, I was so busy trying to pretend that I knew what I was doing. I wish I would have just.
Yeah, me too.
I was so impressed. I was at the gym the other day, and this 19-year-old kid was asking me. First, it was about weights, and then he discovered I was a pastor, and he's an aspiring worship leader, and so he just started asking questions, and I was so impressed that he wanted to learn.
I will say that about the younger generation, the people in I'm trying to think of the best way to say this. They're pretty proud of what they know, but at the same time, they're still willing to, the people that are really, let's say early 20s, mid 20s, who are really striving to be successful and build careers.
Those are your Zers.
Your Zers.
Zers, yeah.
They'll talk to you and they'll listen to you, and I don't think you used to kind of feel like you had to be so cocky that you couldn't go talk to the guys or whatever, but they do that. I feel like they do.
I don't think this next generation feels like they can be cocky. I mean, I think it's a scarier world that they're entering into than it was for us. We knew if we went to college, we worked hard, we could make something happen. I think there's so much uncertainty.
There's a less clear
in the marketplace
path than there
now.
used to be.
Yeah, in the workforce, they're like, I need all the help I can get.
I appreciate that. I'm going to call them the young professional group right now. I feel like is really kind of top tier, and I think they're going to be very successful. But I think it's a rocky place.
If we don't blow up the whole free market system.
We're trying
anyway,
to.
That's another conversation. We won't go there.
We won't? Okay.
Well, I mean, we can.
Let's talk about Afghanistan.
It is 8:20. At 8:20, you want to bring up Afghanistan now? All right, fantastic.
I really don't want to do that right now.
No, I know.
Yeah. Hey,
apparently I did. So
yeah, I know we all just went quiet.
Okay,
yeah, well. Hey, so again, school starts Monday. The sports schedule begins as well.
Watch out for the kiddos.
Yeah.
As they're walking and biking.
High schoolers driving. Slow the crap down.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. You're talking to everybody.
I'm talking to everybody.
Yeah.
Be
Soccer
patient
moms,
with young drivers.
High schoolers, dads, dude bros. Slow down. Do you guys know what a brodozer is?
A brodozer? Do I have a brodozer?
Yeah.
Kind of.
I'm afraid I do.
You do.
Yeah, I kind of do.
I had to explain what a brodozer was to somebody the other day. It was
enlighten me, because I don't think I know.
It's like a big jacked up truck.
Okay,
but your
that's
truck's
what
not really.
It's not jacked up.
Yours
That's
in
what I
the
picked.
realm
It's factory.
of brodozer. If it's factory, I don't feel like it's a brodozer.
Okay, it's factory.
And, I may be offending somebody right now. I don't care. But I had to explain what a brodozer was the other day.
I think that offending people is something we should strive for at this point.
I think if you have a brodozer, you have one, and you're kind of proud of it.
I will say this. I went from a BMW 325i, little zippy
I
car,
remember what you used to drive,
to a Chevy 2500 3/4 ton HD.
It's giant.
It is. And there is a mental shift that takes place when you switch.
You sit a little taller in that seat.
You do. You sort of go, you're going to have to get out of my way.
Yeah.
I'm no longer dodging other people. It's like you're going to be dodging me.
If you want to stay in my blind spot and just hang out there, that's fine. But beware.
Yeah.
Be aware.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, and it is. And I'm trying to be have a little mental check about that. Yeah, but you do feel a little bit.
Just
more
remember, Will,
ownership.
there's always a semi truck too.
That's true. There's always a bigger fish.
Always a bigger.
There
truck.
is always a bigger fish, and now there's a bunch of Taliban with Blackhawks. So got those too.
See, you did it. It wasn't even me that
tried
time.
to move us out.
Dadgummit.
Did I just say move us out?
It's a mess.
GovPlanet.com. I just dropped my phone. It's okay. I don't need it right now.
We're about done.
Get out of
anyway.
here, phone.
GovPlanet.com. I shouldn't be talking about it. I just found it the other day. You can buy this government surplus. There's like tanks on there. It's awesome.
So here's my
the Taliban
question.
selling them now.
I know, right? It's like location Kabul.
So I just feel like there should be a self-destruct button in every military vehicle that when somebody who gets it not supposed to, they're like, boop.
Can't you get in those things and fly them out? I mean,
Drones. I don't.
Well, you only have so many pilots.
Maybe I'm not a.
I guess
I
that's
get
it,
I'm not a military strategist, but I feel like we could handle that.
You would think.
Maybe that's. I don't know.
So props to our Air Force though for going in overnight. yesterday,
Yep.
getting as many people out as possible.
Well, and I read this morning they got that airport secured again, so they're have resumed some evacuation
That's
flights
good.
out of
That's
there.
good. And I just want to say this. Thank you to all the men and women out there that did serve in Afghanistan. And I just want you to know it wasn't for naught. I know it probably
I bet it's
feels
real
that
rough
way.
for them right
yeah, I've been
Yep.
hurting for them emotionally. You know,
Yep.
just praying for our servicemen and women that were over there, but then also the people that are there. A lot of missionaries that
Yes.
are fearing for their lives right now, and then also thinking about people in Haiti. Now that earthquake that rocked them over the weekend. There's a lot going on.
It's a big old mess.
Yep.
It is.
But not here in Rogersville. We're doing pretty good.
We're doing all right, Roger.
Hey,
We got the Savannah mode, and
Yes,
it's
you
a
no
little bit
longer
under
can do
control.
safari tours on, which we should probably explain a little bit how that happened real quick. So a lot of people had noticed that the Jamestown the Jamestown development had gotten very tall with the grass and shrubbery.
well, it was reverting to nature.
It was. And it's amazing how quickly things revert back to nature. Houses are included in that. And so it really wasn't getting mowed. And it got brought up at a chamber lunch when there happened to be 4 politicians or people who work for those politicians there. And we're like, hey, we need some help with this. Like, let's make some progress here. It's mowed.
We had Billy Long.
Billy Long was
somebody
there.
from Eric Burleson's office was there.
Steve Helms, Eric's chief of staff.
Aaron Engelmeyer was there from
Aaron,
Josh
yep.
Hawley's office.
Yep, she works for Holly.
And then Greene County Commission.
And then Roy Blunt's guy,
Yep.
who's local.
Yep.
So it was a very, and that's not normal for a chamber meeting. It was kind of a unique situation. And it was really interesting.
Just want to give credit where credit's due.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. I was going to you did way better listing them than I would have. So it got brought up, and
It got brought up.
I brought it up.
Lauren pulled the
Give
pin
him
out of her
credit where
grenade
credit is
and chucked it.
In a really nice way.
It's okay. I've done that too.
Well, and I
About those couple 100 acres over there.
when something's bubbling inside of me in a meeting and it won't stop, next thing you know, I'm standing up talking about it. And I'm like, oh, I stood up and it's coming out of my mouth. But to be fair, I did say, I know you guys can't fix this, but we need you to bend Greene County's ear because they own this land out here. And it is a tricky situation for Greene County. There is no one person to blame or get mad at.
Well, a lot of people involved are gone.
Right.
Yeah. They're
Yeah,
not here anymore.
yeah. And it wasn't their fault that the development failed.
Yeah,
It
the
was-
developer's long gone. We can blame him if we want.
Yeah,
but
he sucks.
Forget it. It's out. I mean, now we got to
Yeah.
move on. That was in our meeting. And,
Yeah.
and you organized a meeting.
Yeah, well, Lori with the chamber. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, right after I dropped the grenade at the chamber meeting, you got to give credit to Billy. Billy
Yeah.
Long
Billy
got on
Long.
it, and he
was fed up.
He was fed up. So, I think he probably called the powers that be at Greene County and said, "What's going on with the grass?
I'm trying to run for Senate."
Which we didn't know that at the time. That was very
That's
interesting.
right. That
Yeah.
came
didn't know
out.
that.
We
Yeah.
didn't know that at the time. So
Strong move.
and he did. He followed up, and you need to give credit where credit is due. When your local politicians help you out, it's a good thing to give them props. And Billy did. He followed
Yeah.
up, and John Russell with Greene County followed up, and Eric Burleson's guy Steve Helms followed up. And by golly, it's mowed.
It's mowed,
bush
and
hogged.
conversations are being had about really working to sell those properties and get something moving. Getting this sign out here that is dilapidated and just a mess, getting it worked on. And so we're not promising you anything, but we're telling you that
I have a check ready to go.
Yeah.
To help
Get the properties moving.
fix that sign.
Okay, yeah. No, I know. And that's, there's conversations to be had there too.
Yep.
We won't get deep into that today, but I think everybody in Rogersville would like to see that eyesore fixed.
Well, I just don't like it. I mean, it's as you're entering Rogersville proper, the first thing that you see if you're coming from Springfield is a crapped out sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my church owns this building now, and it's the first thing that people see when they pull up to our church building. And so, and I think a lot of people feel that way. Like, that's nasty.
That's nasty.
Yeah, you wouldn't let a homeowner in your neighborhood get away with that without at
No.
least hearing from you.
No, and I mean it's just one of those things that there's been problems that have gone on for a long time, and I think there's a collective group of people seriously working on them a little more than they were recently.
Yeah, and honestly, that restores my faith in some of our political systems too. And we joked
did me
about
too, honestly.
re-election and
Yeah.
that sort of thing, but the fact that our politicians will take note and go, "Oh, I'll make a phone call. Yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah.
We'll get the ball rolling."
So
When I had another
appreciate 'em.
issue, I called Aaron about it at Senator Hawley's office, and I got a call back, and they're helping us work with some to deal with the Forestry Service on
Very
a deal.
cool.
So they're
So,
helping.
I mean, you can, it doesn't always work out, but I mean, they are elected people, whether you voted for them or not, and you can call them and ask them to help with the problem. And if you feel like you're getting ignored, talk to your local chamber of commerce or talk to your local city officials and see if you can get something moving. You'd be surprised.
Call K-ROG for an investigative report from Lauren Brook and the
Dude,
Loop.
K-ROG.
Well, somehow we got to a point where we believe that they're the elected officials. They just do the work now. And
Yeah.
no. The idea was they represent us.
Us.
So when we, the people, have an issue we want to bring up, we call our representative, our senator. We say, hey, this is something we'd like for you to address.
And
It doesn't always work out, but that's
No.
the way it works. You're
Called
supposed to.
constituent services, and they've got people that staff that role. And
Well, and if it's a legitimate problem that has a way to be solved, I mean, they like putting notches in their belt loop that they solved a problem. I mean,
Yep.
that's kind of their job. So
it's a good deal.
call them, even if you didn't vote for them and you have a legitimate problem, give them a call. You'll be surprised what happens. So I appreciate them following up on that very
Yep.
much.
They've done a good job.
And we no longer have a safari tour area in the Jamestown development.
We missed an opportunity. That's all I could see there.
I knew it was getting
missed
bad when I
opportunity.
was seeing deer leaving the office. I really, only in the last 6 months have I started seeing deer at Jamestown.
The one thing that did come from my sojourn Saturday night is on the way back at midnight, 37 deer. I counted them along the sides of the road as we're driving through that. And the reason they're
That's
there is because
stressful.
it's wooded, but it's densely enough populated you can't hunt there. So it's like a little wildlife reserve for 'em up there. So
Fun times.
all
I
right.
want to talk real quick. So the shirt I'm wearing is the Cool Cat. This is only available to be purchased through the Rogersville PTA. It's a special shirt. No one's got it except PTA. It's $10. Buy it.
$10. What a bargain.
Cool Cat. Look at him. He's like poking around the microphone.
Cool cat shirt. All right. Cool. Is there an online place they can go online and order those by any chance?
No, they're in giant boxes at the Cat Closet.
Okay.
They were out here first Friday.
We'll be out at other places selling them. Just keep an eye out for them. Or if you want one, just message me and I'll figure it out.
There you go.
I'll get
Tomorrow
you one.
night, information about Rockin' Rogersville, and Friday night,
Excited.
Raj Got Talent. Sunday night, Chain Gang, and all kinds of stuff going on this week. Big deal. Back to school.
Oh yeah, by the time we come back next week, we'll have back to school and we'll have all kinds of stuff to talk about.
All right, and we'll see you then. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.